So, as a business professor, I get a lot of people thinking that I should be analyzing how much companies make, thinking about financial returns of companies and all those kind of things. And that's my job, is to look at the stock market and pick the best companies that are out there and tell you which ones are the best companies. But I think that is absolutely garbage in a lot of different respects. First of all, I don't know too many people that are actually doing that, as even in the finance side of the people that look at the financial performance of companies. Not a lot of people actually do that, and frankly, it's just not practical. The thing that I look at and the thing that I analyze is what people actually do and how they understand the world and what companies actually do. And I think it's really important to be cognizant that all of that, paying attention to how the world actually works all the time, is nonsense. And picking out what is the best possible thing is nonsense. Instead, the way that we should be thinking about things is, how can we set this up so I can live my life in a happy and efficient way? I can be really happy, and just live a decent life. I think that criteria is completely different than the criteria of thinking about, how can I win on the next company in the next go round. So if you realize, the way that I'm saying this, the way that I view the world, is completely different than all popular culture, in terms of, if you're reading Financial Times, or you're watching MSNBC, or any of these sort of finance channels are always telling you about, how you could time the market, which company is the best, which one's going to be skyrocketing, and all of that kind of stuff, and how you should invest all the time. Like, it's just nonsense, right? That's not what regular people do, and the fraction of the people that actually do that, they don't tend to be doing that much better than everybody else anyways. So what I would recommend is, find what's comfortable for you. Find that sort of sits with you inside, in terms of what is the right amount of how much you should be paying attention to the world. There's a couple of real basic things that you need to be doing. Everybody needs to be doing, and this is the way that we should be teaching business anyways, but we don't. Just get the average, what's called an index. Index is just all the companies that are in existence on the stock market. And those tend to be the best companies anyways. And you just take a fraction of all those different companies, and you're investing in the economy by doing that. All the best companies in the economy by doing that. It's a really simple thing. And you invest about 10 to 15%. The best thing is about 15% of your total income into those. You get life insurance, really simple stuff. You have some sort of emergency fund, right, of, I don't know, maybe it's $10, $20, $30,000, depending on how much you have, and depending on your income, right? Like, you just have sort of basic things like that that cover your four walls, and you sort of avoid consuming a lot. You're going to have a nice life. Like, some really basic things. In fact, if you look at, so I don't like his political opinions and views and stuff like that, but if you look at Dave Ramsey stuff, you just follow that and you're going to be set. So, if you think about this, what this actually looks like, this is far different than getting you to invest in this, that, and the other thing, and picking out stocks and stuff like that. That does not work. You're actually going to get burnt if you do that. The best way to do this is just go steady, go slow, and live a happy, healthy life, time and time again. You look to see at how you can make yourself comfortable, and then, given the way that you actually want to live and what that looks like for you, go and do backwards induction. Think about how you can get to your life to where you're actually comfortable. And from doing that, from thinking about what that means, what can you sort of sustain, and what should you be investing and consuming, and all of those kind of things, is comes out of your normal, regular, everyday life. Is completely different than the way that the whole world has you thinking about picking the best stocks, becoming world famous and super wealthy and all of that kind of stuff. It's completely different. The story is thinking about how you can live a happier, healthier life. And as you live a happier and healthier life, you're naturally going to do well because of that. So what I would recommend, if you're thinking of doing that, pick up a finance book. I'd recommend all of Dave Ramsey's stuff is actually really decent financial, solid advice. Um, you know, some of the mutual fund stuff, there it's okay, but something like that. Pick up like relationship book, like really simple things like that. Just do those little things every once in a while. If you run into a hiccup in your life, I call them hiccups because they seem major at the time, but then you look back and wait a minute, maybe they weren't as big as you thought they were. Just pick up a book, or listen to. I don't even read too many books anymore. I watch YouTube channels and things like that, and figure out what is suitable for you and work for you, what is best for you, and forget about all of that financial nonsense stuff that you see on TV. None of that stuff is actually true, and it doesn't work anyways. True in the sense that it doesn't matter for you as an individual. It doesn't even matter for me as a business professor. I could not care less what's going in the stock market right now. It's interesting, it's one of those what's the weather today kind of questions of what is the stock market's doing. But really it doesn't matter. What you need to do is think about what's good for you, backwards induct, and think about how you yourself right now can live a healthy and happy life for the next 10 years. And you keep doing that over and over and over again. It's far different than thinking about how the markets are and all of that kind of stuff, which does not matter to you. What matters is that you're healthy, you're happy, you're living a good life, and that's it. All right, take care, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.